Hello everyone, my name is Mubeen Teaching Wala. I belong to Turbat, Balochistan and I am a level 1 student at Rehan College. Welcome to another exciting and informative TEDx review session. Today I am going to review one of the most inspiring and popular TEDx talks by Simon Sinek titled How Great Leaders Inspire Action. In this talk, Simon Sinek explains a powerful idea about leadership, communication, motivation, and success. He introduced the concept of the golden circle, which focus on three important questions: why, how, and what. He explains that inspiring leaders and organizations communicate differently. Instead of starting with what they do or how they do it, they begin by explaining why they do it. So, in today's review, we will explore the main ideas of this TEDx talk and understand how knowing our purpose can help us become better leaders, communicators, and decision makers. Let's begin this insightful TEDx talk review. Simpson TEDx talk how great leaders inspire action is a powerful presentation about leadership, motivation, communication, and the importance of having a clear purpose. The central idea of the talk is that people are often inspired not simply by what an organization or person does, but by what they do it. One of the most important concept I say, one of the most important concepts Simpson Sheikh introduced is this golden circle. The golden circle is three parts: why, how, and what. What refers to what we do. How refers to how we do it. Why refers to the purpose, belief, or reason behind what we do. Snake argues that many organizations and individuals communicate from this outside of the circle toward the inside. They usually explain what they offer, then how they provide it, and sometimes explains why they do it. However, inspiring leaders communicate in the opposite direction. They start with why, they explain how, and finally what they do. This idea is powerful because people do not always connect emotionally with products, services, or actions alone. They connect with beliefs and purpose. So, for example, imagine someone want to encourage a student to learn technology. They could simply say learn AI because it is an important skill. This explains what students should not, but a stronger message could be learn AI because technology can help you solve problems, become more creative, and prepare yourself for the future. This communicates a deeper reason. Another important lesson from the talk is that leadership is not simply about authority or having a position. A person does not become a great leader just because they have a title. Great leadership involves inspiring people to believe in a shared purpose and motivating them to take meaningful action. Snake also discusses the importance of trust and inspiration, why people understand and believe in the purpose behind an idea. They may become more willing to support it. This is especially important for leaders because leadership requires more than giving instruction. It requires communication, trust, consistency, and a clear sense of direction. One part of the talk that I find particularly useful is their idea that people are motivated by purpose. When we understand why something matters, it can become easier to stay committed to it. The lesson can also be applied to students. Students sometimes ask, why do I need to study this? If they only see studying as a responsibility, they may find it difficult to stay motivated. But when they understand their purpose, such as developing knowledge, achieving a goal, helping their family, building a career, or contributing to society, they may develop a stronger reason to keep learning. The talk also teaches us something about communication. When we communicate, we should not only focus on giving information, we should also explain the purpose behind our message. For example, a teacher can say, complete this assignment by Friday. That gives students an instruction, but a teacher can make the message more meaningful by explaining why the assignment matters and how it will help students develop a particular skill. This shows us that purpose can make communication more powerful. Another important lesson is that great ideas require action. Having a purpose is important, but purpose alone is not enough. We also need to take consistent step toward our goals. For me, one of the biggest lessons from Simon Sinek's talk is that we should ask ourselves why before asking only what should I do. When we understand our why, our goals can become clear, our decisions can become more meaningful, and our action can have a stronger sense of direction. However, I also believe that knowing our purpose does not guarantee success automatically. We still need discipline, skills, patience, learning, and consistent action. A strong why can provide direction, but we must still do the work required to achieve our goals. Overall, how great leaders inspire action is an inspiring Tedx talk because it encourages us to think differently about leadership and motivation. Simon Snake shows us that successful leadership is not only about telling people what to do, it is about communicating a meaningful purpose and inspiring people to believe in something. The most important lesson is take from this talk is start with why. Before starting a project, choosing a goal, leading a term, or making an important decision, we should ask ourselves why it matters. When our purpose is clear, our actions can become more focused, or communication can become more powerful, and our goals can become more meaningful. In conclusion, Simon Sinek's talk teaches us that great leaders do not simply tell people what to do. They inspire people by giving them a reason to believe, a purpose to follow, and a vision to work toward. This is a valuable lesson not only for leaders and organizations, but also for students, teachers, and entrepreneurs, and anyone who wants to make a positive difference. Thank you so much for watching this TEDx Talk review. Today we explored Simon Sinek's powerful idea of why, how, and what, and learn how having a clear purpose can make our leadership and communication more inspiring. We learned that great leaders do not simply focus on what they do, they communicate why they do it, but build trust, inspire others, and encourage people to take meaningful action. The key is simple: start with why. When we understand our purpose, set clear goals, and take consistent and action, we can become more motivated, effective, and inspiring. I hope this review gave you some valuable ideas that you can apply to your education, leadership, communication, and personal growth. Once again, thank you for watching. This is Mubeen Teaching Wala from Tolbat, Balochistan, and I am a level 1 student at Rehan College. Keep learning, keep growing, know your purpose, and always remember to ask yourself why. Allah Hafiz, and see you in the next TEDx Talk review.